Blackhawks, 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 Blackhawks. Kyle Davidson, Kyle Davidson, Kyle Davidson. You never learn, do you? You never freaking learn. I'm sorry, guys. I just cannot stop laughing. I mean, throughout the entire 30-second countdown, I was just laughing and laughing and laughing. You know, another portion of the day and another bomb breaks in the NHL as we get closer and closer to the NHL draft. I know that a lot of people out here say, Isaiah, where are your hockey credentials at? Well, I don't need hockey credentials when I continuously cover the sport. I mean, every single piece of breaking news. I told y'all on the last show I did when the William Eklund big trade broke, I said, the next breaking news, you better believe I'm going to be going live and I'm going to be doing a video and reacting to it. Because yours truly, is a very dedicated NHL fan. I know everything that goes across the landscape of the ice world. So, of course, I got to react when a big major bombshell happens. And this is what this is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the news by now, the Chicago Blackhawks, after hearing the news that the San Jose Sharks had acquired the number 9 overall pick and traded away William Eklund to the Ottawa Senators, the Chicago Blackhawks traded the 4th overall pick. Yes, that's right. Not a 4th round pick, but the 4th overall pick in this upcoming draft. And one more player as well to the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for their defenseman BOWEN BYRAM. And I might be saying that name extremely, extremely wrong. But that's the deal. You read that correctly. The Chicago Blackhawks just sent the 4th overall pick in this year's draft and one more player, but that player is kind of irrelevant, to the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for defenseman BOWEN BYRAM, 25-year-old defenseman. This is why you have dumb organizations, because there is a reason why these organizations that we categorize it as dumb organization, there is a reason why that they are labeled that for a reason. Because dumb organizations do dumb things. And in this case, this is not just a dumb thing. This is a horrifically dumb thing. What the Chicago Blackhawks just pulled off. You really traded, again, not a 4th round pick, but you traded the 4th overall pick in this upcoming NHL draft. In a draft loaded with wingers and defensemen. You traded that pick to get BOWEN BYRAM instead of selecting a legit winger to help Connor Bedard. I mean, people were killing the Dallas Mavericks for the Luka Doncic trade, and rightfully so. They absolutely deserved to get killed for that trade. That was one of the most horrific trades in NBA history and all of sports history. But, ladies and gentlemen, in all my life watching hockey, I think this is probably one of the worst trades in NHL history. I mean, it definitely ranks in there somewhere at the top. I mean, this is just such an unbelievable overpay by the Chicago Blackhawks. Like this guy, BOWEN BYRAM, he was a candidate to be traded. You didn't have to trade the 4th overall pick to get him. You could have thrown in maybe like, you know, a 2nd round pick or whatever, and you could have probably gotten him. There was no need to trade the 4th overall pick for him. And what do I say always about defensemen? You can't build a team around defensemen. You have to build a team around centermen and forwards, and then the defensemen are like the supporting pieces. It's like in the NBA or in the NFL. Quarterback, then, you know, defensive end, and you build your team around those pieces. In the NBA, it's, you know, you got the superstar and then you got the supporting pieces. That's what defensemen are. They are the supporting pieces. You don't trade the 4th overall pick for BOWEN BYRAM. Thank you, Callan, by the way. Expert pronouncer right there. Like, it's a disgraceful deal. Kyle Davidson should be fired right now for executing that move. In fact, if I was the owner of the Chicago Blackhawks, if Kyle Davidson presented that trade idea to me, I would have fired his ass on the spot and taken him to a mental clinic to get him drug tested and tested. Because what are you doing? You trade a 4th overall pick, the 4th overall pick, for this dude that many in Buffalo considered very expendable. He was very likely to be traded this offseason. It was just a matter of when, not if, that he was going to get traded. I mean, you essentially traded. This is like if a team traded the 4th overall pick for Peyton Pritchard in the NBA. You know how many GMs would freaking get fired on the spot for that? That's how bad of a trade this is. You basically traded a high-profile draft pick for Peyton Pritchard. That he's the Peyton Pritchard of the NHL. That's what he is. He's not a scrub. He's a decent player, but he's not a superstar. To trade a 4th overall pick for a player like him, Kyle Davidson should be fired right now. There is no way that dude should still have a job at this moment. And let me tell you this right now. Connor Bedard, I know he's a restricted free agent. If I'm the San Jose Sharks, I do everything in my power. I got the cap space. I got the picks. Heck, trade 3 first-round picks or offer 3 first-round picks to that lunatic of a GM in Chicago in Kyle Davidson and try to see if you can snatch a Bedard with 3 first-round picks and a mega contract. Because you got the cap space for it. And also, it seems like it's prone that the GM, Davidson, he's prone to doing dumb stuff like this. I mean, what a disgrace. What an absolute disgrace. And people wonder why the Blackhawks can't go anywhere in the rebuild despite trying to rebuild for like the last 5 to 6 years. It's because you have a GM running the show who literally, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you right now, the guy that is making pizzas at Lou Malnetti's in Chicago, I would trust him to run the show in the Blackhawks more than Kyle Davidson. That is how pathetic of a GM Kyle Davidson is. I mean, what an absolute disgrace of a trade that the Blackhawks just pulled off. You trade the 4th overall pick for a freaking defenseman. And a defenseman that was considered expendable, too. You didn't go get Austin Matthews. You didn't go get a guy like Connor McDavid. You didn't go get a guy like a Matthew Nyes. No, we'll trade the 4th overall pick for this defenseman from the Buffalo Sabres who everybody knew was going to be traded. Just a pathetic trade, man. Like, I'll tell you guys right now, I would not, you know what? I'll put this out there. Connor Bedard, he is going to be out of the Blackhawks, and he's going to demand out in the next 1 to 2 years. I guarantee you that right now, especially with this clown of a GM that's running the show there in Chicago. This is a disgraceful trade. Like I said, this is why stupid organizations will always be stupid organizations, because they continuously do stupid organization stuff, like this garbage trade, trading of the 4th overall pick for essentially the Peyton Pritchard of hockey. What a disgrace, man. What an absolute disgrace. This makes me so glad why I have Mike Greer as my general manager for the San Jose Sharks. And Callan, I know you're watching. You don't need to let Zane see this video, but this is what I'm talking about. Like when hockey is good, when the Blackhawks are good, hockey as a whole is good. It's like when the Lakers and Celtics are good, the NBA product as a whole is good. I don't want to see the Blackhawks suffer. When Bedard went to the Blackhawks, I was kind of sad because I wanted to see him in San Jose, but my second place that I wanted to see him was Chicago, because I was like, you know, when the Blackhawks are good, hockey as a whole is just better. Like, it's just to see what this dude is doing is a disgrace. It really is. And, you know, there is a reason why you have Chicagoans all over Twitter, all over social media, besides themselves right now, absolutely angry and pissed off at this ridiculous trade by the Chicago Blackhawks. It's just dumb organizations doing dumb stuff. And Connor Bedard, mark my words, he will be out of Chicago in the next 1 to 2 years. I don't see him staying. I don't see him lasting. And if he lasts, that's because he decides to pull a Trae Young and decides to sign a fat contract despite withering in, you know, in garbage land, basically. But let's go to the Buffalo Sabres side of this whole ordeal. I mean, this is a massive trade for them. This is a great trade. I mean, this is now the second trade they've pulled off leading into the NHL draft. First, they went out and got they traded away Michael Kissering, who really wanted a fresh start. They get the 20th overall pick. They move up 7 spots. I thought that was a solid trade for them. And now this trade. I mean, they fleeced the Blackhawks big time with this trade. I mean, you get the 4th overall pick, who I don't think any other team would have come close to paying that price. I mean, sure, a first-round pick might have been used, maybe like a late first-round pick, sure, or an early second-round pick, but nobody was giving up a top 10 pick for this guy, BYRAM. Nobody was giving that up. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this is a massive fleece, because if you're at Buffalo, you got the 4th overall pick now. You can pick one of the elite D-mans in this draft, or you can go out and, you know, take the picks that you have and swing it to someone else and, you know, get a bigger star. The Sabres and the Sharks are the biggest winners of today, because now with their picks that they've landed, they have so much flexibility now in this draft, whether they can both get a megastar that is established, or they can get a bunch of young talent that will help them moving forward. And so, love this trade for the Sabres. You know, the Sabres. Look, the Sabres were a tough team to face this year. They were a team that were tough. You know, I watched them play the Sharks. They beat the Sharks, I think 4-0. I think it was. It was not a fun game to watch. But look, the Sabres are a good team. And they were a team that was kind of, you know, that was needing some infusion of young talent. And now they're going to get it with this 4th overall pick. And I am so, by the way, so glad that, Callan, thank you for watching, by the way. I appreciate you for staying up. Thank you for not roasting me on this whole, like, Peyton Pritchard NHL thing, of the NHL thing. So I'm really happy for that. But back to the whole point. This is such a pathetic trade for the Blackhawks. Connor Bedard honestly should demand out immediately, because that's how pathetic this trade is. And with the Sabres, like, come on, man. Like their general manager might as well get executive of the year, being able to pull this type of return from Chicago. I mean, like amazing, just amazing return by the GM of the Buffalo Sabres. Let's get to some comments before we end the night. Callan says, oh God. So I'm a dedicated fan of the NHL too over the last 25 years. So what is that supposed to mean? I'm not taking a shot at you. You do realize that everything I say is not a shot at you, right? It's not a swipe at you. I'm just saying I'm a dedicated fan of the NHL. So that's why I'm going to go live on here and I'm going to give you my thoughts on enormous breaking hockey news. So that's what that's supposed to mean. All right. Callan says it's BYRAM. BYRAM. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Callan says it's pronounced BYRAM. BYRAM. Okay. BOWEN BYRAM. Get it right. If I can get it right when he played in the AHL in Colorado, you can at least get it right. Okay. BOWEN BYRAM. How about that? Appreciate the comment. Let's see. You sure? Callan says, you sure as hell are a professional pronouncer. It's called professional announcer, which I've been within hockey for the last 18 years. You're welcome. Hey, look, I've had a long night, okay? From not being able to sleep well last night because I had severe hiccups to almost calling out of work because I had really, really bad hiccups and I was burping everywhere and hiccups were going into my back and things like that. I've had a very, very long night. So please excuse me if my pronunciation and words are not that great coming out of my mouth right now. Callan says, or because they got penalized for something you know about very well, sexual harassment, which set the franchise back after the 3 Stanley Cups in 2010, 2013, and 2015. Well, guess what? Those days are long gone. And I get they got penalized, but here's the thing. They made the wrong hires. I mean, Kyle Davidson, trash hire. No matter how you decide to put it, their head coach was fired. They have a new head coach now. I mean, they started out great, but, you know, they faded down the stretch. But I don't blame the coach. It's more of management. Their executives are awful. Their front office needs a complete retool. They need a complete overhaul. Like I said in the beginning, Kyle Davidson needs to be out of a job right now. You know, heck, I mean, I think I could do better than Kyle Davidson. That's how pathetic he is. You don't give up the 4th overall pick when you need a winger with Connor Bedard. And heck, let's say if you really wanted a defenseman, okay? Well, go grab Chase Reed. I mean, Chase Reed was literally projected to you guys. But no, we're going to trade for this guy BYRAM, and we're going to grab him instead and trade the 4th overall pick. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You're not even close to winning. Like, I understand if you were on the precipice of winning, you make this trade. But you're not on the precipice of winning. You're not even close to the precipice of winning. So for you to make this deal, this is like if the Sharks a couple years ago decided, hey, we're going to swing a deal for Connor McDavid when we only had 20 wins. I would be ripping the Sharks to shreds right now if that happened. Promise you that. Let's see. I'm just glad I'm not getting roasted for the Peyton Pritchard comment, by the way. Let's see. Callan says, even if he does, he's not going to San Jose. You got to stop acting just like that because they have the cap space that every player is going to go there. Worry about getting to the spending floor first. Well, San Jose is now becoming an attractive destination. If you look at what all these guys, David Pagnotta, Frank Cervelich, and all these national writers, all the players that they're mentioning that want to be traded or are going to be free agents, they all have San Jose on their list. So, Callan, I'm sorry if Anaheim is not the attractive destination that the Ducks are or the Sharks are, but that's what the Sharks are. We have become that attractive destination that, like the Los Angeles Lakers in the National Basketball Association, because of one man and one man only, Macklin freaking Celebrini. Everybody wants to play with him, and you've seen that right now. Kiefer Sherwood, who was a top target at the trade deadline by every team, he wanted to go to San Jose. Austin Matthews, there's rumors he wants to go to San Jose. Matthew Nyes has been linked to the Sharks. I mean, there's been a lot of star players that have been linked to San Jose because they can see that, as much as people talk about, like, hey, the future of hockey rose through orange or whatever. No, the future of hockey rose through teal. That's what it is. And every star player this summer has seen that right now. All right. Let's see. So if I'm the Sharks, I mean, Bedard fits the timeline. I mean, just imagine Bedard and Celebrini. Like, I love Ivar Stenberg. I've watched Ivar Stenberg play. Watched him play in the junior hockey championships. I mean, that dude is so nifty. This dude is going to be a superstar. I guarantee it. But to get Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini, woo! I would cancel the NFL and watch hockey every freaking day if that's the case. All right. Let's see. Callan says that you keep missing the fact that Buffalo also got a second-round pick from the New York Islanders and another prospect from Rockford of the AHL. Yes, I know that. I know they have a second-round pick from the Islanders. I did mention that they had an additional player come their way with this draft or with this trade, but that player, I don't think he's played in the NHL yet, so he's not really relevant, honestly. This is more of the headliner is the 4th overall pick for this kid BYRAM. Like I said, you can't build a team around a defenseman. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Defensemen, I love them. They're nitty gritty guys, but guess what? They are supporting players. They're not guys that you can build a team around. They're like the supporting cast. That's what they are. Like, you can't build a team around a defenseman. So trading the 4th overall pick for a defenseman, come on now, get out of here with that nonsense. All right, Callan says, there we go, Callan. BYRAM, appreciate it. The Peyton Pritchard comment is stupid, just like your hockey takes are. No, it's not. He's exactly Peyton Pritchard. He is a guy who plays a position that is not of premium. His position you can't build a team around. He's decently good, and Peyton Pritchard is underratedly good. Young, just like Pritchard. But he doesn't really like stand out, honestly. So that's why I have him as compare him to Peyton Pritchard. Because like, of all the things that I named, and to trade a 4th round pick for a Peyton Pritchard like player, no, you're not, or a 4th overall pick for a Peyton. See, I keep saying 4th round pick because that's my mouth thinks that this trade is ridiculous. That's how pathetic it is. All right. If that is the case, then why is San Jose never publicly named when everyone wants to go to Florida, Vegas? First of all, if a player were to name drop a team they want to go to, it would be tampering. So, like, of course they're not going to publicly name, but look at the rumors. I can send you screenshots of tweets from all the national writers saying that, hey, this guy wants to go here. This guy wants to go to San Jose. This guy wants to go to San Jose. This guy, San Jose, 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 San Jose. Because it's true, because they all want to go to San Jose. And we'll see what Mike Greer has cooking up this summer, because with the trade that he just pulled off, I mean, and the trade for Michael Kestering, look, he wanted to go to San Jose too. So, hey, that's another one. But I'm just glad, I ain't going to be roasted on any shows for this. Appreciate that, because the shows aren't until a couple, in a few days. But like I said, y'all, appreciate y'all for tuning in to this show. If you want more great hockey analysis and hockey news reactions, like this channel, subscribe. Would really appreciate it, y'all. We're also going to be launching a new show on the MI6 Sports Network called Face Off, hosted by yours truly. We've had it before, but we're bringing it back. It's our hockey show. We're going to talk about all the big stuff coming up in the NHL, which it should be a very exciting summer this year in the National Hockey League. So make sure you guys tune in for that. But until then, guys, and Callan also writes in one last comment to beat the buzzer. Celebrini, Will Smith, Yaroslav Askarov are all eligible for extensions, which should eat up a decent chunk of San Jose's future cap space if they are all signed to long-term deals. Yeah, I mean, look, Macklin should get, hey, give Macklin a blank check. Give him however many years he wants, however much money, Supermax, I don't care. You give that to him because he's deserving of it, well deserving of it. And he's going to be a special player for years and years to come. Will Smith, obviously, he's going to get less than Celebrini, but big part of the future. I'll be honest with you guys, and you guys know I'm a very honest person. I don't know if I'm buying into Yaroslav Askarov as the future goalie of the San Jose Sharks. Like, I really don't know. He, in his second year, this was supposed to be the year where he took a step up, right? Rookie season was kind of inconsistent. This year, same thing, inconsistent, wasn't really that great, did some things that you're like, dude, what the hell are you doing, bro? Why are you leaving the net? Why are you leaving the net? And he left the net. So I think that I have some concerns about him. If I'm the Sharks, I know they just signed Alex Nedeljkovic to a 2-year extension. I think that's a good move. I like Nedeljkovic. I think he's a really good, solid goalie. I think that, first of all, Sergei Bobrovsky, the goalie for the Panthers, he reportedly wants a 6-year contract. There is no way in hell he's going to get a 6-year contract. I think you wait until Sergei Bobrovsky's contract, his demands go down, which it will, because he's not getting a 6-year deal. You wait out the market, and then when it's at the lowest, that's when you pounce. I would not mind Sergei Bobrovsky in San Jose. I think that he would be really, really good for the San Jose Sharks. So I think that he would be tremendous for the Sharks, but only unless his contract sadly, is very, very low. Like, we're talking a 2-year contract, maybe like $2 million per year or something like that. That's where you're going to give him. So I wouldn't mind that. And then Callan says he'll get one from LA. Good. We'll hamstring LA even more. So, like I said in the beginning of the show, stupid franchises do stupid things, just like the Blackhawks, the Kings. Refusing to rebuild. Dumb franchises do dumb stuff. That's what happened. You see the Mets. You saw it with the Knicks before they turned it around. Now we see it with the Chicago Blackhawks. But anyways, guys, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you go share this video everywhere, like and subscribe to the channel. And we will be doing Sports Weekly on Thursday night. It's going to be a lot of fun with myself and James Gonzalez. Also, Callan says that San Jose's goalie depth is iffy after seeing a few of their prospects in the AHL. That's another reason why we need to wait out Sergei Bobrovsky and give him a 2-year contract. Like I said, if his contract's like a 2-year measly $2 million, shoot, give that to him. And there you go. You shore up your goalie for right now when you're contending, and then let Askarov not have that much pressure to have to perform and have to perform at a very high level right away. But anyways, guys, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Blackhawks make a dumbass trade. What's new? But until then, guys, like I said, if there's another bomb, you better believe that there is going to be a reaction video here on this channel. This is your go-to for hockey coverage. I'll be there for the 2026 NHL draft at the San Jose Sharks draft party in San Jose. So I'll be going live from there. So make sure you guys tune in for that. But until then, guys, stay safe, stay healthy. Blackhawks, quit doing dumb stuff and fire Kyle Davidson. But until then, guys, I got to hit the hay, or I got to get on the train and go home now. It's been a long day. And one last thing I'll say, Callan, to your point about goalie depth, we do have Joshua Ravensbergen, who's going to be attending Michigan State next year. He's, I think, the long-term goalie for the Sharks. I've seen him play, and yes, I do watch junior hockey and college hockey. But I've seen him play. I think he's a really fine young player, and I think he's going to be the future of the Sharks when it comes to goalies. But guys, it's been fun. Fun to rip on the Blackhawks. But until then, guys, we'll stay safe, stay healthy. Have a good night, everybody. And hey, if there's a bombshell news that drops at 2 a.m., tune in right here because there will be a breaking news episode.